it's Sarah here and welcome to my channel. This video wasn't exactly planned, but life decided to throw a curveball at me, so I thought I would film it and share my adventure with you guys. So as you can see by the title, we are going to be buying my first car. Robbie and I are going to be going car shopping. So I hope that this video helps you if this is your first time going to go look for a car, or if you're just interested to see what my experience is. I'm sure everybody's experience is a little bit different. The car buying process is hard. So we're gonna see how this works. So I hope that this helps you guys, or at least entertains you or something. If you enjoy this video, if you enjoy other lifestyle tips, home decor, cleaning, organizing, and other lifestyle things, then I hope you will subscribe to my channel. And if you enjoy this video, please hit the thumbs up button because it really helps me. And let's get into this video. Okay, we are back in my bedroom. It is about a month later from the clip that you just saw. The clip that I recorded on that day, I did end up buying a vehicle. I will insert a photo here. So it's very exciting to get a new car. There was still a lot of questions that I had, and again, that is why I am here. I'm filming this for you to help you out if it is your first time buying a car. I just again hope that this really helps you. So let's get into it. So basically, let me tell you the story of why I had to get a new vehicle. So I was totaled, my car got totaled. Robbie and I were in an accident in October of 2021. At the end of the month, we were okay and the other driver was okay, but it was just a rear end actually, but it was a pretty bad one, and my car had been rear-ended in January of 2021, so it had just bent the frame and the expenses were too much, so they totaled the vehicle. So initially, I was really stressed and not excited, even though I've been wanting a new car. I was more really worried about how am I going to pay for this, because I've never had a car payment before. How am I going to fit this in my budget? Am I just going to have to buy a really inexpensive car with the money they give me, which they ended up telling me how much they were going to give me for it, and it was actually much more than I expected, so I was super grateful for that. I had also wanted a new vehicle for a long time, really since January of 2019. This is 2021, so I've wanted a vehicle for a couple years. I just never really decided to do anything about it. So that's why I guess God decided it was my time. So once I found out the amount that the insurance company was giving me, I sat down and I tried to figure out how much I could fit into my budget, like monthly budget, and how much I could afford to pay each month. Like, is it $200 a month that I can put into this? Is it $400 a month I can put into this? Is it only $100 I can put into this? So that was the first thing I did, is saw the absolute amount, the highest amount that I could afford to pay monthly for an auto loan. So with that, you can do online auto calculators. There's so many different kinds. If you just search auto loan calculator, you'll see a ton of different websites. A lot of banks have them. A lot of other websites have them. I had looked at Capital One because I use them for my banking. And you can usually fill something out without having any hit to your credit score. Just double check that. And then it'll tell you how much they will give you and how expensive of a car you can be looking to get. And based off of that, you'll see what your APR is, which is basically just the interest rate. And then it'll tell you how much you would have to, like if you picked a certain car and this is a $20,000 car, and it tells you the interest rate, how much money they'll give you, and then how much you would have to pay monthly for that car, and you'll see if that will fit within your budget or not. And Capital One also let you look at cars in your area as well, so you could just look through their website if you wanted to, and I'm sure a lot of other banks and things do that as well. So also, whenever you're calculating all the money stuff, how much you can afford and budget for and everything like that, be sure to figure out if, say, the insurance company is giving you $10,000 for your car, if you totaled it. If you didn't total it, you don't have to worry about this part or whatever. You kind of have to worry about it, I guess, but even if you're just saving for a down deposit, then you just need to know how much you can put down, basically. If you can put down $2,000, that's great. If the insurance company is giving you $10,000 and you want to put down $10,000, that's going to help you on your auto loan. If you want to put down $8,000 so that you can save the $2,000 or however you want to do it, but just also be sure to calculate for taxes. So I thought that I paid the taxes on my car when I bought the vehicle at the dealership. And I had sort of accounted for it, and I'm like, oh, perfect. Like, I paid for it at the dealership. Like, it's great. Part of the deposit, whatever. I was so confused about it, I guess. I didn't realize I was confused, but apparently I was. I didn't realize I had to pay the taxes till I had later gone to the DMV, and they said I had like $2,000 in taxes to pay for my vehicle, that I was like, oh crap. So just be prepared for that. Be sure to account $1,000 to $2,000 for taxes on your car, depending on the vehicle that you get. The price range can really vary. It probably can even go up into close to $3,000 depending where you live. So really be sure to account for that. So if you have $5,000 you want to put down for a car, but you need to account for taxes, I would say only put like $2,500 down instead, and then use that other amount for taxes. So be sure to account for that. So then after you've already figured out all the money stuff, you're not so worried about how much you can afford, you know how much you can pay, things like that, then you can research the different cars that you're interested in. So if there's cars you know that you're interested in, start looking them up, learning about maybe common problems that those cars have. Each year might have a specific different problem. Things that other people have complained about, things that often have to get fixed, if they had any recalls on that vehicle, if the recalls were done and fixed on all the vehicles. So having specific vehicles in mind, knowing how much those cars will generally go for, is going to be very helpful when you're actually going to buy. So then when you're ready to go look at cars, go and start test driving some of the vehicles you're interested in. Test drive them at multiple locations so that you can just see the different dealerships, see how the people at the dealerships make you feel. If they seem like they're really rude and salesy, you may not want to buy a vehicle from them. And also, you obviously want to make sure you're getting a good vehicle and getting a vehicle for what it's actually worth. So just be sure to test drive at multiple places. Even if you think I love this one, I really want to get it, just make sure to look a little bit around still. So when you're at the dealership and you want to test drive a car, generally you don't have to go ask somebody to come. They'll just they'll come and see you out there because they're salesmen. They want to sell you a vehicle. So when they see somebody out there looking, they're going to come out to you pretty fast and ask you if you need help or whatever. You can tell them what car you're interested in or what kind of things you like in a car or what color of car you're looking for, something like that. Don't tell them how much you have to put down. Don't tell them your budget. If they ask, then I would say your budget is $20,000 is your max. Tell them like $18,000. So then when you're looking at a car specifically, ask them, did this car have, like, you'll know beforehand because you did your research, be like, this car had a recall done a while back. Like for my car specifically, it had a recall done on the windshields. People had apparently, their windshields were just cracking super easily. And I'm like, well, obviously I don't want that to happen to mine. But then Mazda had done a recall on it and fixed all the vehicles that hadn't had it fixed yet. And all the people that already paid to fix it, they repaid them the amount they had paid to fix their windshields. So I wanted to find out if that was done, so he looked into that. And when I test drove it, I pay attention to everything about the vehicle. Pay attention to if the brakes sound odd. Maybe roll down the window while you're driving and see how it sounds, if anything seems off. If the windows are squeaking, if one of the levers or buttons doesn't seem to be pushing right. Make sure you just kind of adjust everything, play around with everything. If somebody has come with you to go test drive vehicles, let them drive the vehicle as well so they can tell you if they feel like anything is off. Also make sure to ask questions like when it had tires put on it. You want to make sure you're getting updated tires or new tires so that you don't have to go whipping out maybe up to $1,000 to get tires as soon as you get a new vehicle. So you really want to check those kinds of things as well and ask them if it doesn't already say on the car or anything, if it's, well, certified pre-owned unless you're buying a new car, but certified pre-owned just means that it's used versus it just saying used. Certified typically means that it is gently used, maybe has lower mileage, and is generally accident free. It means that the dealership has looked into it, inspected it, and made sure that it is up to par with how it would be sold, like factory sold basically. And a lot of times with pre-owned, I'm not sure if this is always the case or if, I don't know, but for mine at least it is the case that it also has a warranty on it with the dealership. I don't think that comes with all certified pre-owned vehicles, but I am not sure on that, so you'll want to double check. With the warranty, it generally doesn't last very long unless you decide to buy a warranty. But with that, you will generally get up to like maybe 3 or 6 months or something, or if you reach a certain amount of mileage. So maybe you reach 75,000 miles on your car, then no longer the warranty stands. But if maybe you haven't reached 75,000 miles yet, but it's reached the 3 or 6 month mark, that means that the warranty no longer stands, even if you haven't reached 75,000 miles yet. Don't trust that number or whatever, it's just a random number that I chose. And also, with a warranty, it's very specific things that come with it. It's just things that maybe the dealership had done wrong or the dealership can fix that's not on your fault. So if you get into an accident or you accidentally bump into something and it gets a dent on your bumper or whatever, that's on you. The warranty does not cover that. It's more things like after you get your car, if your headlight starts to go out, that's something that they'll probably fix because that's on them. Certain things like that. So after you've driven around, you've been to different dealerships, you've driven different cars, if you have one that really sticks out in your mind and you're like, yes, this is the one, I absolutely want this one, then go get it. But if you're still feeling kind of unsure about it, if you're like, oh, I don't know if it's the right one, it doesn't meet all the things on my list, and you're not in a rush to get a car, then just wait to go get it. Either take the day, it most likely won't have been bought, and if it has been bought, obviously it wasn't the right one for you anyways. Just go home, think about it for a day, talk with some other trusted family members or friends and see what they think, and just think through the pros and cons of the vehicle. If you think that you can find something else, maybe look online and see if there's something else in your area. But if maybe there's only one thing that the car doesn't meet and you just don't think you're going to be able to get it within your price range or whatever it is, then I would say just go for it. So when you're ready to buy, you can go back to the dealership. You will most likely have been given the business card for the person that helped you. If you liked that person, then go find them or call them, find out when they're going to be there and when they can help you. If you didn't like that person, then just go in and find somebody else who can help you buy the vehicle. And then for the part that I was most nervous about and the part that I did not do was negotiate. I was scared to death to negotiate. Literally scared, like sick to my stomach. Like I wanted to cry. I'm like, I cannot negotiate. I don't want to do this. I don't know how to do this. I was legit, like, people might laugh about this, but you don't know the fear that I had about doing this. I should have maybe watched some videos about doing it or something like that. So I am not here to tell you this is how to negotiate because I can absolutely not help you with that. So definitely watch some videos or talk to some people about negotiating. Learn how to do that if you don't know how. So when you're going to buy your vehicle, if you're going to be trading in your vehicle, I don't really know much about that, so I'm not going to be much help with that. But because I wasn't doing that, I was doing it because my car was totaled. I didn't really have to worry about anything with another vehicle or a previous loan or anything like that. If you do, there's probably other videos and articles out there that can help you with how the trade-in process works. But so then whenever you're going to buy the vehicle, you'll need your ID, you'll need any previous loan information if you have it, and you'll need your checkbook. I don't think you'll even need your previous car. Well, you'll need your previous car's title, I guess, if you're selling it or trading it in. But if you're not, then you don't have to worry about that. You'll actually have already mailed the title, your previous title, to, if you were going through an insurance company like me, you'll have mailed it to them because they tell you everything that they need. Or if you're keeping your car, then you just don't do anything with your old one. Like, that doesn't really matter. And then also you'll need, if you got pre-approved for a vehicle beforehand, like if you did it through Capital One or a different bank or something like that, and you know you want to use that bank to have your loan through, then that bank, after you sign up for the pre-approval and everything, will send you a letter saying, so-and-so is pre-approved, this is what they can get, blah, blah, blah. Like, then you'll just have this stuff. You just take that letter with you to the dealership and you say, here, I'm pre-approved. This is the people I want to get a loan through. If you're not sure that that's who you want to use, you want to see if you can get a better deal, the car company will have people that they work with. They basically put in all my numbers and my information and they let it run, and they were told which bank I could get the best deal for interest rate and things like that. So you'll just have to see what your dealership would do. But they will handle all that process for you if you would like them to. The next step of this process is to fill out all the paperwork that the dealership has given you. You'll fill it out with them. You'll sign a bunch of different things. They should explain to you what it is. If they don't, ask them to explain it because you want to understand what you're signing. During this time, you can ask them, oh, are you guys washing the vehicle off for me? Are you getting it ready for me? They generally should be doing that. Obviously, it should be pretty clean anyways because it's on the lot, but they should be washing your car off if there was anything wrong with it that you needed fixed. So anything like that, make sure that they're going to be fixing those issues while you're doing your paperwork, or if it's issues that need fixed, ask them how long it's going to take if you have to come back and get the car at a different day or something like that. And then also they'll put your temporary plates on for you. You do get those at the dealership. You won't get those at the DMV. You get those at the dealership and they will put them on for you after you're done signing all your paperwork. And then for me at least, once I was done signing the basic paperwork, I had to wait a little while, and then we got to meet with the person who did the auto loan stuff. He told me who the loan provider would be through. He told me the amount of the loan, how much I would be paying monthly. And the one thing I was worried about, and I didn't end up realizing I asked about, was how do I start paying the loan? Like, I have no idea how to set up an account, anything like that. You will get something in the mail in a couple weeks from the bank that you're working with. So if it's Capital One in a couple weeks is going to send you stuff in the mail saying this is how you set up your online account with us. This is the amount we're giving you. We're your loan provider, blah, blah, blah. You'll follow the steps to set up an account. You can set up auto payments, whatever it is. But I did get the paperwork within 3 weeks before I even had to start paying it still. So that was very helpful. Then you'll get your keys and you'll be really excited, take a picture with your new car. And then whenever you get home or the next day, right away, tell your auto insurance provider that you got a new vehicle. So I told my insurance my car has been totaled. I got a new vehicle. This is what it is. This is the VIN number, which you'll generally find on a little piece of paper on your windshield. And if not, it will be somewhere in your car, or it'll be on the paperwork that you had gotten from the dealership. Make sure to take that with you. They gave it to me on a flash drive, so that's nice also. And then your auto insurance provider will provide a new quote for you. This is how much your new auto insurance is going to cost. Hopefully it won't change very much. Maybe it'll change for the better and it'll be a little bit cheaper, but you'll just have to see. And then you don't really have to provide anything else after you get your vehicle through the DMV and everything. It's just already set up, so that's really helpful. So then a couple weeks, maybe it was even just a week, after I had bought my car, I got my title in the mail and I got some other documents and paperwork from the dealership. And they sent me the title. It had somebody else's name on it because this was somebody else's car before I bought it. And then they sent me a copy of that and they highlighted where I needed to sign. I just needed to print my name and sign my name, and then they gave me a return envelope. I mailed that back to them, and I don't know if all dealerships do this, but the one I went through was very helpful with telling me all the documents I was going to need to get my vehicle registered at the DMV. On the title they send you that has somebody else's name on it, but it's for your car. Wait to sign that. It's probably fine if you sign it, but I waited to sign it till I got to the DMV, and then they just had me sign it once I was at the DMV. But before you go to the DMV, make sure you gather all the documents that you need to have to register your vehicle and get a new title. So basically that just means that you're registering it in your name. It just shows who is the owner of the vehicle. That's why you have to go to the DMV and do this, is to tell them, I own this vehicle, it's under my name. That's the legal way of doing things. And you generally have about a month within the time you get your vehicle to do this. And you should get all the paperwork and everything you need within enough time to be able to do this, so don't worry about that part of it. So if you don't know what documents you need, if the dealership hasn't told you all the things that you'll need, you should be able to find it on your county's website. There should be an article somewhere or a list of all the things that you need to bring. It's generally things like an inspection, which should have been done at the dealership, so you shouldn't have to worry about that. They should already have provided that paperwork along with the title. Proof of the loan, which I didn't have my loan documents yet from the bank, but the dealership provided all the signed documents that I had done showing who I have the loan through, that I have signed that I am getting this loan, those types of things. Personal property tax receipts you'll have to have. And if you're moving to a new state and you haven't done this yet, you can also find on your county's website or the city's website how to do this. You should also be able to just call your county office or the assessor, the collector, or something like that, and ask them how you need to do this or what things you need, because every state and every county is probably different slightly. So, but if you've lived in the same place and you're not moving to a new state or something like that, you have to pay your personal property taxes each year. So you should have a receipt of that. If you don't, you can request one from the county office. So once you go to the DMV, you give them all the documents they need. It'll take a little bit for them to process it. That's when you'll then pay the taxes on it, which again is between $1,000 to $2,000 generally. And then they'll give you your plates and then you're good to go. You shouldn't need to get a driver's license if you already have one for the state you're in. And as long as it's not expired, you should be fine to keep your same driver's license. If you're moving to a new state, you obviously need to get a new driver's license along with registering your vehicle in that state. And if you buy a vehicle in a separate state from the state you're in, like for me, I'm very close to Illinois, so if I bought a vehicle in Illinois, but I live in Missouri, then I would have to pay extra taxes in Missouri because I bought the vehicle in a separate state. So I don't know how much extra or what that difference is, but just account for that as well. After you put your plates on your vehicle, you usually just need a Phillips head screwdriver, put them at the top of your license plates, front and back generally, but some states don't require the front, so you just need to know what they require. And then also you'll get your new title from the DMV, or actually you won't get it from the DMV, but they will mail it. They'll tell you that they'll mail it to you, and it does take a couple weeks for them to mail it to you as well. So once your title comes in the mail, put that in a safe place, not in your vehicle. I did not know that. I had kept mine in my vehicle before, and I learned after I got in the car accident, you're not supposed to keep the title in the vehicle. Luckily, it was fine and everything. Just keep it in maybe a safe or a specific folder or binder or something like that. And then in your car, you just need to make sure you keep your insurance card in there and make sure it's updated at all times. Then within that time, you should receive your loan information from your bank. You'll be able to set up your account like I was telling you about, and you should be good to go. I know that this was a lot of information. I know it can be very stressful, but I hope that this has been super helpful for you. It would have been helpful for me to have something like this because I really didn't know what I was getting into. I didn't know all that was involved in this. Hopefully you have someone in your family or a friend or somebody that can help you through this process as well, at least just be a support for you. And good luck in your new car buying experience, and have a great day. Bye.